Hello, and welcome back to the Cove with more Frostpunk. We're here in the icy clutches of the storm, and we're actually doing pretty good. So, all things considered, we're here in a rather livable position right now. Now, it is minus 100 degrees Celsius, which is awfully horrid, but we are doing all right. Now, we don't have any more access to food. We've pretty much turned everything that we can into rations. We are now consuming through the last that we have. So we have 4 days worth. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So things are going to get awfully tight, awfully quick. But we're not going to be spending anything more than is absolutely necessary. Unfortunately, too, it means we cannot use any of these industrial hothouses, even though it is in livable, comfortable positions. The game says that it has frozen over and we are not able to do anything with that. So that is rather unfortunate. So actually, no, on that note, let's go ahead and turn off that heater. It did look rather toasty. Anything else that's generating food? Not at this point anyway. Alright, so we'll have turned that off. It is unfortunate. I would have really liked to have been able to have that up and running, but that's just not going to be the case. I wonder if we're going to have to start rationing out the last of our food. So one of the thoughts we have been having is we have issues in our mines, and they're currently getting to a point where everything is freezing and the hydraulics are failing. We've sent in a couple of rounds of volunteers, but at this point, it's either that or essentially lose out on all of our mining capability. Now, we do have enough for 6 days, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I would really rather have that around. So we're trying to race out the last of the technologies, things for the wall drill and others, just to see if by some sheer happenstance that we can find out some piece of new information that will give us a leg up and keep those mines up and running and not causing too many fatalities. So yes, at the moment people are doing well. Not really too much has happened. No one's too grumpy, and we do have the overdrive up and running. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this for a little while, probably bring it up to about halfway, and then we'll drop it all the way back. Because unfortunately, a couple of hours it's going to get colder again, and then in 24 hours further, even harder it will fall. But then comes the real drop. 3 whole levels and we have no end date in sight. No sign of calm in the storm. No sign that there is an end to this thing. So we're trying to hold out as much hope as physically able. And people kept on saying that hell is frozen over, and to be honest, I don't blame them. It's not looking good. Now, we can almost sign in a couple more things into the Book of Laws, which I'm sure we may as well do. After all, we are the voice of, well, our people. And so, we have that ability to do whatever we want, because what we say is the truth, whole truth, and nothing for them to look into. Because at the end of the day, any little dissidents will, well, let's just say they won't be around for very, very long. Although I am beginning to wonder whether this could be somewhat useful. One person to die to keep many in line. Yeah, alright, so again, another 10 degrees, minus 110 degrees Celsius. Awfully, awfully horrendous. That is not good. So let's keep on going and seeing what happens to our city next. Alright, what's going on with the people? Mines operation. The volunteers managed to replace the critical supports in the lower levels of our coal mines. Our coal supply is safe for now, but the cost was great. 45 people paid with their lives to give us a chance of survival. They will be honoured, yes. In our little cult that we have created, we will honour them as martyrs, keeping the fiery flames of our spiritual awakeness alive and fighting against the cold. That's exactly what's going to happen. Alright, what else have we got to deal with? We still have, we still have a good bit of steel, and we've shut down a few buildings that are in the complete outer reaches, but we're still making good use of our automatons. Oh, righteous denunciation. Finding food and other supplies. Fantastic. Any more supplies that we find at this point will be drastically necessary. So we have about 5 days worth of rations. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have maybe enough to see us through. I'm very glad that we do have the paid keepers, that some people can dub them in. I'd be just a little bit concerned if we didn't. I think we'd be in far more trouble having enough food. Now, if we are lucky, we will be able to use some of those food supplies to help deal with the sick. But right now, we have a huge capacity for the ill. We just go over here to our health status. We have 45 citizens in treatment. However, we still have an extra space for another 10 people in our medical facilities. And that's not including the extra 20 in our care house. So we are doing rather well. We still have 45 prosthetics, and that will be very good because I'm sure this is not going to be the end of all of that. Now, the real question I have is, with using this overdrive, how quickly will this cool right back down again? Because knowing that we're going to have to persevere through all of that, I don't really want to get us into a position we can't walk ourselves back from. You know what? I'm thinking maybe what we're going to do... Okay, so we've got that tick done, so let's go ahead and go for... I guess we'll go with the steam sawmill. We never really were hurting for timber, so that's useful. And I don't think we can... Yeah, no, we can't do anything. No more steam cores. Let's go ahead and sign something into the Book of Law. Our faith is created, so we are all finished down that path. Kudos to us. And, well, I guess the final law will be child labour. Hope will fall. Hope doesn't exist, though. Discontent will rise. Child workers can be injured or died in crazy jobs. Yeah. Again, I am very disappointed that we chose that path. I didn't realise that there was medic apprenticeships, nor for the engineers. So, well, we may as well lean into what we did, because after all, leading our cult, we do not do anything that is wrong. After all, we are the voice. So, we may as well double down and say it was absolutely the right call. And, how dare you question our impeccable knowledge and understanding. Alright, so we've been running for about a day and a half. I'm not sure if that will take about the same time to go back down. So, judging that we're 2 days away, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and turn off the overdrive. And we'll make note. We're about right at the halfway level, 58% stress. Alright, we will keep an eye and try and see how quickly this does cool down. Honestly, I would have thought with everything being so jolly frigid that it would actually cool down, the generator stress level would decrease even faster in the colder environments, but I guess that is not always the case. Alright, we'll send a couple of workers back out there. Steam sawmill has been researched. What else have we got? Well, the last one for this page is the extension range, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's just double check too. If we go to heating, that's already been finished. We knew we had that for a while. We have a little bit of exploration in industry, and that is all that we are left with, I guess. We'll just leave it on that page and see if we can get through the final couple of options. Steam sawmill, we can actually upgrade, so you know what? We have the timber, and that will bring some more into what's accessible, so we may as well go ahead and do that. Just because I do like a nice civilized and advanced society. We have so many people with nothing else to do, we may as well give them a job and hope that it is enough for when we do get out of the storm that we can go back to thriving. Alright, so now that we have got things cooled down a little bit, let's go through and start using some extra heaters. After all, that does use... yeah, we have excess coal at the moment. Let's make sure our houses of healing are fine. We should also go ahead and... Is that an automaton? Yes, it is. That's fine. We'll leave the coal mine. Keep these up and running. Anything else that is worthwhile? That's a gathering post. We may as well. Yeah, we'll get all of them running. Oh. What sort of building were you again? That looks like a gathering post. Right, nothing else. Ball drill, those are being manned by automatons. Get those medical facilities up and running. Alright then, well, let's go ahead and check on this. What's that? Field kitchen? There's nothing to be done there. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Actually, let's just turn that off there. We'll leave the heater on. Not that it will work. I think it only, yeah, while people are inside, but if it's turned off, that'll be a non-issue. Let's go to this other field kitchen, do the same thing over there. We're not going to find any raw food, so we may as well just make sure that we have what we have being as efficient as possible. Now we are still running those 24-hour shifts in the workshop. They are doing rather good at figuring out the last little questions to our new society. But we will be sure to make sure to get that going again when all of those 24-hour... yeah, when we reach halfway, when those emergency shifts are over, we will alternate with the other two, just to make sure that we're always gaining as much technological advancement as possible. Oh, alright, well, now that we've done that, there are only a couple of places that are still quite toasty. That is a hothouse, that's fine. What is... Well, that field kitchen we can turn on, that'll be useful. They do improve the heating by 1, so it is certainly worthwhile. Let's go with the... automaton redesign. Make it a little bit cheaper in future. And where are we? We're down to 32% stress level. Okay. I think we chose a very good time to turn off the overdrive. Otherwise, I think we could be in for a little bit of trouble. Alright. Economically, let's have a look. Our coal seems to be hovering relatively... Oh, no. We're still increasing, so we are not in any way hurting for that. I think that is one thing that we did really well, was we rolled out our coal production very, very quickly, and so we've never really been dealing with too much of the cold. It's just been a simple case of turning up the generator as we are developing the capacity to do so. Alright, let's zoom out. Can we zoom out and see the actual storm? Apparently not, but I guess that's fine. Let's go ahead and make sure that these buildings are still fully manned. I know that no one's at work, but again, if for some reason the weather does break and we get a chance, we should certainly try and make the most of that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. About 4 days worth of food. Yeah, it's really got to buckle up now. Alright, minus 120. Not enjoyable at all. Alright, we are in quite danger. Oh yeah, Well, we're at very cold, but it's not freezing, so I think... I'm gonna try and hold out for a little bit. And then when we reach... Yeah, when we reach 0, we're gonna try and turn the overdrive right back on again. Okay. Darkness before dawn. Sir, one of our engineers has come crashing through the door, white-faced, demanding to see you. I've run the calculations with the new data. Dawn will pass in a couple of days. But, the temperature, just before the end, will drop drastically. Nothing can protect us from such cold. Panic is starting to spread and people are losing all hope. We have to stay strong. Yeah, alright, well, you know what? That's a good thing that we did turn ourselves into this little bit of a cold. It does mean that we are the voice of truth. We are their hope. As long as we are alive, they will be quasi-content. Alright, let's go ahead and go medical integration yet again. It's not really useful, but again, if we can learn something about our automatons, maybe that'll help us with a future issue. At this point, I just really hope that our automatons don't start freezing in this terrible climate. If the hydraulics in the mine were bad, I'm assuming that it does get more thermally insulated the further you go down from all of this freezing mess. So yeah, I am concerned that our automatons are probably going to start having some issues, if not causing some issues themselves. The last thing we want is one of those things to topple over and to crash through some of our wonderful buildings and our little worker bees. Alright. Still going well. Coal is our wood is good. That's actually handy. We may need some of that at some point. If there's a new building issue to be sorted. Alright, let's go see what's going on here. Fear of the storm. People refuse to work. Sir, the people employed at this workshop refuse to go to work today. They say they want to spend their final hours with the family. What do? We are going to tell them it will be fine. Go back to work, and we're just going to go there and, yeah. We're all gonna live. Stop panicking. Just gotta trust us. Trust in our plan. Alright, here we are. 2%. This will be very nice. 1. Alright, get ready to click that overdrive button. There we go. Alright. Warmth is increasing. Yeah, our homes are now chilly, which is still on the positive side of things. That is really nice. We have 22 people being treated. Actually, 20 now. That's really good. Very glad we got those medical upgrades. I think we should be able to persevere through. But again, we're yet to hit the worst of things. Alright, let's go ahead and finish. Let's go with the engineer automaton. Let's teach our machines to think. That could never possibly go wrong. After all, this is an environmental apocalypse, not the Skynet. And all that other sort of thing. So we're not really too worried about the technology at this point. After all, it is in the... I think it's the late 1800s that this game is set. Maybe the 1890s, if memory serves. Oh, wait. Temperature will drop significantly. Hang on a second. What's going on there? Is that the end? Is that the halfway point? Oh my goodness, this is an absolute crazy scenario. If only I had known, we would have worked so much harder and got so much more food. Not that I think... I was just more concerned with balancing our usage and making sure we still had enough to grow a supply. Never considered for a second that we would want a ridiculous surplus. Because realistically, we could probably put in another 3 or 4 resource depots. We could get some more. We could have gone for the supplies much earlier and generated more food there. Purpose? Yeah, we'd already finished this. And on adaptation, there is nothing more to learn. Alright, that is it. That is all the growth that we are capable of for now, at least until the end of the storm. Alright, well, I did not realise that things were going to go on for quite this long. I was thinking that this was going to be a simple double episode, which obviously the last one you saw that I realised that it was going to take a little bit longer. Wasn't there? That's why it's not good. But yeah, I'm now beginning to wonder just how bad things are going to be, unless this is the very end and we can persevere, and that daylight is the dawning that we were being told about, and the temperature might start rising. So let's just keep on going. We've got all of the coal, we've got all of the things. Our generator is now halfway. I think we can think we're going to need to try and balance this. Yeah, I didn't think it was possible to get this cold. You and me both. Let's turn off the overdrive. We're going to go back to really cold. Make sure our buildings are fully manned. What's going on here? Public house, that's closed. Okay, that's fair enough. Mind you, I do know people like a nice cold beer at times after a long, hard day, but I'm not thinking that this is that kind of environment. Oh, more problems with people. Alright then. So, even more people have abandoned their workplaces. They're completely petrified. Many of them don't believe we'll make it. This time, the entire staff at this workshop have refused to go to work. You know what? I think we can tell them... No, let's get them back to work. We really do not want to lose out on anything. Let's make sure that we are using the emergency shift. We're supposed to be working after all. We'll do the same on the others, yeah. We didn't quite catch the timing on the other ones, because every 24 hours, I think it is, we will activate the other alternate workshops. Alright, well, it is what it is. We kind of do want to make sure that we have that technology. Oh dear. We have many people who are sick now. That's not good at all. Let's check out our... that is our housing. We want healthcare. Yeah, everything is absolutely capacity. Not good, but the good thing is we have got a bunch of medical advancements, so we're now sitting on over 150% for most healthcare. Alright, if I'm a believer, organising a protest. Ooh. Yeah, we do not want discontent going on there. I'd really prefer not to have a mutiny right at the end of things. Now's persuaded, that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and go for prostheses, make them a little bit cheaper. Yeah, if we absolutely must, we'll do an execution, because after all, we are the only people who can lead this little settlement through to the end. After all, that's the whole point of our cult, is that we are the voice of truth, the voice of reason, the voice of the new empire to follow after this catastrophe. Oh dear, more people. Miracles happen. Oh, a desperate father. It's a miracle. The man who went looking for his daughter is back, and he brought her with him. He says that he found her soon after leaving the city, but then they got lost and had to wait for a lull in the blizzard to find their way back. They are both exhausted and frostbitten, but very happy. Well, good for us. I think that would normally help our hope, but, well, we don't have that anymore. We just have how devout our people are to the cause, and to me, their leader. Coal has not been an issue. That's really nice to see. Is that... Yeah, that's still going down. I think yeah, we're going to try and hold off until it cracks, because I'm thinking that'll turn to minus 150. We'll definitely need it then. We're just going to go ahead and make sure that every single coal usage is available. Active, and oh my goodness, have I really not seen that? I'm guessing that gathering coastal field kitchen just hasn't been running. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, we'll just turn everything on. Everything on is always good. If we absolutely must, we can always juggle our automatons, but again, I don't think that that's going to be an issue. Alright, what's going on? Is there any coal piles left over? I feel like we had that sorted. Yeah. I think we found it all. Oh no, here we go. Still another 500 coal to be taken, so... certainly doing its job. Optimize prostheses, now go fantastic, that's nice. One of our cooks got sick. Poor child. Actually, they probably passed realistically. Ugh. That's not as good. Let's go send another worker back out. Again, the hunters' hangars don't make a difference. They're not active during the storm. Alright. Panic spreads. Sir, even more people have abandoned their workplaces. They're completely petrified. Many of them don't believe we'll make it. And yet again, another workshop is not doing their business. This is inexcusable. Get back to work. How we survive. It is how we survive. Do not try and fight us. Alright, I'm thinking we've got another... Is it towards the end? I really don't know. I'm hoping that sunrise is exactly what we're after. Let's just see if we can hold out a little bit longer. Many people have perished. We're now under 600 population, which is quite substantial since I think we got close to about 700 at one point. 700, or was it just 650, give or take? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's through time. So let's go ahead and go to maximum speed. We've done a great job too. I love the storm going over the top. Yeah, just watching the wind catch and bellow around. The game developers did a very good job with all of the aesthetics. I also quite like the freezing on the side of the buildings. Reminds me of a game that I found years ago called Section 8 Prejudice. There's a couple of ice maps, and they had a similar thing. It was a very nice, subtle thing that they did. It really makes the game feel proper. Alright, work ceases. Though most people have abandoned their workplaces and stay home with family, only the medical facilities are still functioning. The city holds its breath, waiting for whatever the end will bring. Alright, we have to stay strong. Alright, well, we don't really have much of a choice at this point. Oh! Let's, yeah, 140, 150. Good golly. Oh, let's hit the overdrive. We absolutely need that. We're gonna freeze to death if we do not. There is nothing else we can do. Let's see if we can find ourselves a steam hub. Where are the steam hubs? Surely there's one around here somewhere. But that's a shrine. That's not quite what we're after. And field kitchens are also not what we're after. Let's go... Is that the steam hub? No. Where are we? I would really like to find... Oh. Alright, fine. Let's just use our economy mode. Find it that way. Let's go to our coal management. Coal piles. Not apparently going to find us anything. Huh. That's rather awkward. I would have thought that we would have found a steam hub relatively easily. Alright, well there we are, there we go. They're the bright things. Makes sense. 24 hours. They're all working on maximum range. You know what, let's just go 24 hours. We have the ability to use their warmth. Sorry, we have the coal to make the most of its ability. It's, yeah, okay, that is absolutely everything, and it just is not enough. Alright, so let's have the weather is, yeah, but we're still with +3, +6, so that's +10 from housing, insulation, building insulation, and heat zone. That's just ridiculous. Alright, well, oh dear. Alright, sickness is becoming awfully rampant. Over, what is that? Yeah, over a third, almost 50% of our people are very ill. There's nothing we can do. We're almost out of food. We only have about a day's worth of rations. Yeah, we'd be sitting just over... Oh, storm ends? The wind dies down and the temperature finally starts to rise. An eerie silence descends on the city. Oh my goodness, oh that's fantastic. I was very concerned we're about to blow up the generator. That is... temperature's going up. Let's tank the overdrive and let's see what happens. What's Larry Tyne saying? It's over, I cannot believe it's finally over. We made it. We survived. We made it. That's Wow. I was beginning to wonder if we're going to have enough resources as far as food. I was thinking mass starvation was coming our way. Oh, okay. We started as a band of heathen, cast out of haven. 80 souls, lacking guidance. First, we put our children to work. Parents lost their children. And every day was a struggle. So we adapted. Executions of heretics, violent public penance, denouncing infidels, and a fight for survival. We crossed the line. Faith became fanaticism. The city survived, but was it worth it? 1887, the blessed city of New London, 791 souls, minus 30 degrees Celsius. Wow, that's cool. I really like the ending there. Like, obviously it was a fairly terrible ending as far as history will be concerned, but I did enjoy the fact that they did the time lapse of our city as it grew. That's a really cool thing. I would very much like to try out the other path at some point and maybe make a little bit nicer as far as of our decisions, and maybe not go completely crazy. I guess I saw the tree as a checklist, not an maybe we shouldn't necessarily go this far kind of an idea. Oh well, that was a real good deal of fun. I am very much keen to come back to this game at some point in the future. We'll definitely have a couple of DLCs to look through, the other path. I'm very keen to see, and as well as potentially the Frostpunk 2 coming out in some time. So if you do want to catch all of that extra Frostpunk content or any other future series, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.